Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kim Folk and Them. Of course, we got X Williams, Ish, Greg, Breck, and for our Nim, we have Sire, and of course our returning guest, I should say, Sire, and also Jazz out there in Michigan. We appreciate you guys for being on the show today.
Appreciate it. Brett,
I'm just
that's
trying
my
to let
way to
my
greet
people
you
know
guys.
we're going live. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, Sire. Let that get the word out there. Let the folks know, like Sire saying, if you are watching on either Instagram, I'm sorry, YouTube, Facebook. Also, we are have a new plug with Twitter on X Williams 81 on my Twitter. We are actually broadcasting live on Twitter for the first time tonight, and also for Twitter handles. If you want to follow Jazz on Twitter, Hot Tamale. If you want to go ahead and follow Jazz, and also if you want to follow Sire on Instagram,
That's all I
God,
got. I'm sorry.
it's all good. It's all good. You gotta have that social media. God Melanin, go ahead and add your boy on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Instagram, and also uh, that's funny. I guess it's funny for everybody. All right.
You good, bro? Good.
It's all good. Like I said, and also like I said, if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, make sure you like our page, subscribe to our YouTube page, and represent kinfolk in them because we out here making sure we get the word out. All right, guys, how was you guys' weekend? We haven't talked in a minute. How you guys doing?
How y'all?
I'm
I'm
chilling.
trying to figure out what I did over the weekend.
Nigga, I talk to you every day. I don't know why you even asked me that.
Because we're
Just answer
this is obviously a show and we're not talking to one another by ourselves, so that's why
That's a
I asked.
ridiculous question, though.
He
You should
didn't
have
say,
asked.
"Hey, Greg."
All right, I don't know about you guys. We need to go ahead and get Greg up out of the show already. I mean, it's 2 minutes into the show.
Ask Fire how to do it. You talk to Ish, Brett, and Napoleon all every day, nigga.
Well,
Look,
everybody
man.
don't know what you did for the weekend, Greg. So
Thank
how
you,
about
Jazz.
I-
Thank
It's
you,
for the
Jazz.
fans. It's for the
I'm
fans.
saying-
Thank you, Sire. Like, dang.
Dang.
I could want to
Okay,
know what
Jazz.
Jazz inside
Okay,
did
you
this
want that
weekend.
time, Jazz? Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
So what did you do this weekend, Greg?
please ask him. Like,
I didn't do nothing, honestly. I didn't do nothing.
I just remember I got drunk and went live on Instagram.
That's good.
That
the
sounds
first
very
time.
neighborly of you.
you should have went ahead and went versus against somebody. Had your own little versus battle.
No, that's okay.
She said, nah.
I did something big over the weekend.
And that is Ish.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna share it because I don't want to put my business out there.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
So
You gotta respect that, though.
You say
You put your business out there, but you're not gonna put the full details out there.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a bait it, and then I'm not gonna tell you.
Definitely
That
bait.
makes sense. That makes sense.
All right. Well, appreciate that. You ain't shit Ish. All right. So we'll get to our first topic at hand. The biggest topic of the day. If you have been checking out college football, and you definitely have know the big signing at Jackson State University. Deion Sanders is now the head coach at Jackson State University. I'm assuming, of course, everybody saw the grand entrance that Deion had coming into Jackson State, and the Escalade, and also with a police escort, which no disrespect, I kind of think that was over the top. But hey, it's prime time. It's Deion. You expect, you got to expect that. So
Precisely.
the real question is, after all the hoopla is gone and the dust settles, will Deion be a pretty good coach at Jackson State? Who would like to take it away first?
I don't know. I mean, that's really because he hasn't really coached at that level. Like, you never know when it comes to coaches, right? They can be a big name coach and still do terrible, or they can be somebody you've never heard of and do great. I hope Deion does great. I hope it brings more recruits, and I hope it brings notoriety, to more HBCUs out there. I will say Jackson State's probably going to get some more television games now,
For sure.
which can also bring more attention to HBCUs, which can also bring more recruits there, which can also get them more funding and more money, which in the grand scheme of things can be very beneficial for them. But also just depends on how how he runs his program because we know how his school went, right?
No, you're agree. No, you're 100% correct. No, you're 100% correct, and we're gonna get to that. You know, you're right. You know, you're in Dallas. You know a little bit more about the Prime Prep Academy. If you want to elaborate a little bit more on that, Brett.
I mean, with all the scandals when it comes to grades and money, all that stuff, like it all got fake. So, if he runs the program like how it's supposed to, it makes it like a professional program. He starts getting recruits into not recruits. Well, high signing classes. Gets the NFL to the league, CFL. I mean, even CFL. Honestly, like if he's getting kids into leagues, then I think it'll be all right. I think that'll bring a more notoriety to the HBCUs, and I think it'll be a good overall for HBCUs. But that's only if he runs the program the way it's supposed to.
Now, I just want to speak upon this right quick because this is coming from somebody that the only person in this group that actually went to HBCU, not once, but actually twice. Shout out to Prairie View University and Texas Southern University. Yes, ma'am. It's not about the head coaching name that is going to be there coaching the guys. At the end of the day, no matter if it's high school, college, or pro, we all know people come to watch games because of athletes. Nobody's coming to the game to say, "Hey, I want to go watch. I want to go watch Bill O'Brien coach the Texans." Nobody's coming to the games to say that, right? You coming to go watch Deshaun Watson do what he do with the Texans, the same way that you're going to do with with Jackson State. Of course, with black colleges is a lot different when it comes to why black people come to the games, either the band, the show, the community. And now, of course, if your team is actually good, people are going to come to actually, of course, watch the football aspect. But if Deion, as a coach, if you're not winning 8, 9, 10 games, then it's going to be looked at as a failure because, and I know a lot of people might not know the history of Jackson State, but Jackson State as a university have plenty of history. One of the greatest NFL players played at Jackson State, Walter Payton. So with that being said, it's not that Jackson State was a horrible HBCU and they just never had any players and they just need Deion to turn around this program. That's not what's going on. Deion is a name that is going to help HBCUs hopefully change when it comes to how people see HBCUs, because when I went to college in 2009, the facilities were not what they are in 2020.
Man,
they are. I am, but I'm just want people to understand and realize just in a 10-year span, HBCUs have grown, not just on the football field, but also in dorm rooms and also in just on campus life, period, to where what I think HBCUs are definitely trying to do is show other athletes that, hey, we have this, that, and the third, and we can compete. They're not going to be able to compete with D1 schools like a Florida State, Deion Sanders, alma mater. But what they can do is give an opportunity to guys that might not have had that opportunity prior to. Now, Deion said that he wants to go out and recruit 4-star, 5-star guys that can go to a Florida State, that can go to University of Texas, that can go to Ole Miss, Mississippi State. The real question is not can he pull them, because he probably can. The question is, will they be able to be coached like if they were coached at an Ole Miss or Mississippi State? Look, you can make that face all you want to, Ish. Deion is going to get a couple of recruits that they're not expecting to get.
Time
What's
out.
up?
Time out. I'm not going to let you do that because what you just did is very, very poor. Like that right there, sir. I'm going to have to give you a little spank on the hand. Because there is this stigma in the black community that if it's black, it's not good. It's got to be second.
When have I ever said anything about any of that stuff? But keep going.
You just said, are they going to be able to get coached the same way they would at Florida State? As if because they're going to HBCU, now they're going to get a step down in coaching or something. That's not that.
I'm speaking upon personal experience, because at the end of the day, yes, when you are going to an HBCU, you're not going to get certain coaches that will be at a D1 school, and you guys should know that. Come on now, I'm not saying that because the coach is black, that means you're going to get worse coaches. That's not what I said. Or because you go to a black school, you're going to get worse coaches. That's not what I said at all.
insinuating is whether you meant to or you didn't mean to, is that as a result of them choosing Jackson State, which is a HBCU, they're not going to be coached to the same level. It is not true that because a coach is in D2 that they aren't necessarily as good as a coach that's in D1. Some of them, that's just where they are. Some of them, that's where they want to be. They like that. They went to that school. They like the environment of that school. They like the smaller environment. There are a lot of wonderful coaches that aren't high school coaches. There are a lot of wonderful coaches that are just D3 coaches. Like, it does not matter. That is not the end all be all. There are a lot of coaches that are in Division I. They got there from being at a D2 or a D3. They built up that reputation to get there. So for you to make that comment like as if it's going to be less, not to mention it's Deion Sanders. He's going to be able to pull whoever he wants onto his coaching staff.
Okay, no, that's what I'm happy that you say that. Okay, that's what I'm about to get at. There was that Twitter page. I'm sorry, that tweet that came out from apparently Joe Cook Sports. I'm reading it right now. Breaking, according to sources, Deion will have Jason Phillips, offensive coordinator, Terrell Owens, wide receiver coach, Warren Sapp, defensive line coach, Dennis Thurman, defensive coordinator, Mario Edwards Sr., defensive back coach. And at the time when it blew up social media, which was early this morning, everybody thought it was true and it was real. Apparently, of course, it's not true. Deion came out and said it's not true. Terrell Owens said it's not true. So and I talked to Adrian Lunsford, who is my mentor, earlier today, and we talked about how this is just another part that Deion is going to have to face, is the distractions amongst college football. Now you have things that it's not like, again, I'm not saying Deion is not going to be able to recruit. He can do that. And what I'm saying also as well is I'm not saying that if you go to Jackson State, you're going to get coached worse than if you go to somewhere at Florida State. What I'm saying is Deion, as a coach, do not have a reputation right now of coaching players at a certain caliber level. Like Brett just said, your Prime Prep Academy was not that great when it comes to
Todd Dodge. Neither did Todd Dodge. Todd Dodge coached
South Lake Carroll.
South Lake Carroll.
Okay.
And he got a job at North Texas with no college football experience. Why is it that when a black coach gets that same opportunity, now we like, oh, well, he never got that experience before, so now we questioning him. But when the white dude did
this is not a color thing right now. This ain't a color thing at all. That's what you seriously trying to throw a color thing in this right now. This not a color thing. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Is.
No, it's not.
Because it's a white candidate. Nobody's questioning how they got an opportunity.
Yes, we did. We already had that conversation with Steve Nash. It was bullshit how Steve Nash got the job. And even Steve Nash said it was white privilege. We've already talked about this shit.
I'm saying at the time when Todd Dodge got that job out of South Lake Carroll, people were not going in on him about like, oh, he gonna struggle and this and that. Deion, who is a Hall of Fame player.
Thank you for making my point. You're comparing somebody that everybody probably knows in their goddamn living room compared to somebody that that nobody knows unless you live in Central Texas, maybe.
Okay, what's the point? It's still the same. It's the same opportunity. It's a person that had no college coaching experience, got a college job, and that was his first opportunity in college, a head coaching job. Deion is somebody that has no college coaching experience. This is his first opportunity, and he's a head coach at a college. So
what did Deion do in high school? Coaching wise, compared to what Riley Dodge did. Again, you're comparing apples to oranges. You're comparing a coach that has won state championships.
He got 3 state championships.
That don't,
in the
bruh. And thank you, Ish. That don't count. Not in Texas. Not in Texas. It ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. Nope, I don't want to hear it. Nope, I don't want to hear it. It ain't 6A football. It ain't 5A football.
No, sir, you can't do that.
Why can't do that? Why can't do that?
What is? That's the same conversation you have D2, D1, D3, JUCO.
Yeah, that's the same thing. There you go, belittling the competition.
Bullshit! You get to pick and choose. You get to pick and choose where you go to college. Most high school kids don't get to pick and choose where they go to. What?
You're tripping because
Yeah, you wildin', bro. You wildin'.
How am I wilding?
whether you get to pick or choose
There's
or
no
not,
logic in what you're saying.
You still gotta play somebody else.
you still gotta play the game.
You still playing the game against people.
It's
What are
like
you talking about?
time out.
I'm
It's
lost.
like at the NBA. You get to pick and choose where you get to go, but you still gotta play the game.
That's not true at all. Because the last time I checked, you can give trades vetoed. You do not get to pick and choose where you go. So please not do that. That is a professional
You don't
league.
get to be a free
It's a
agent?
professional league. You still okay? Again, you're naming one aspect of it. You just pretty much said because you're in the NBA, you get to pick and choose where you go play at. That's not true at all. Until you become a free agent, you should have ended it with that.
Okay, I still don't understand what this has to do with the fact that he coached a team that went against other teams and he won 3 state championships. It's not like he won 1; he won 3 state championships. And they may potentially win another one this year. So what are you talking about?
I have to vouch for that because one of my friends actually coaches with Deion Sanders. So like
they're winning games.
Like what? I mean, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Like what? I mean, he coached with Deion, so that means what? Jackson State going to be a great football team now? I mean, I'm not understanding where you.
Because my first comment was it depends on how he runs the program. It all depends on how he runs the program up there. But what I'm saying, you can't say because he coached at private school.
He doesn't have
he doesn't have coaching
against them or something.
What I said was you cannot compare private school success compared to 6A Texas football success. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same success. So with that being said, we are going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see what he does at Jackson State. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So can you compare JUCO success to like D2 success to D1 AA or FCS success to FBS success? Or no? I'm asking you.
Yeah, can you not? Because you're playing some people at the same level. A D2 program plays against other D2 programs. So it's not like you're taking kids who were supposed to be D1 and you move them down to D2 and then you go run through D2. Like you have a D2 program that is successful in D2. So whether or not he's coaching Pee Wee, he's coaching the midget team, like whatever team he's coaching, if they're in their league that they're supposed to be in, and he coaches them to a championship, he coached them to a championship. Like he had to do something to get them to win a championship at the level that they're in. What are you talking about?
Can I make a comment? Can I make a comment? Okay. Again, we all play college football, right? Y'all know at the end of the day, high school and college are 2 different things when it comes to coaching aspect, okay? Right? Can we agree on that?
I have no problem agreeing with that.
Okay, so with that being said, just because you coach kids a certain way in high school, that does not mean that it's going to translate in the college aspect. And let me explain too. I'm not talking about just coaching wise. I'm talking about the whole shebang when it comes to college. I'm talking about make sure that they keep their grades up a certain way. Make sure that they're eligible coming out of high school into college. Make sure that they have their shit together. Making sure that sooner or later, I mean, I'm not saying that is going to happen, but unfortunately, what happens if one of the students, out and about, and a situation happens to where, again, more media is y'all know how the media is. They want to find a way to make it seem like Deion cannot be successful at Jackson State. So what I see is, unfortunately, it's a lot more negatives than it will be positives because of the media, because of, again, Jackson State has already had success prior to Deion. It's not like Deion is coming in there to just all of a sudden, we're going to all of a sudden win 10, 11 games and play for what? A SWAC championship, correct? You're not playing for a national championship. You cannot get these guys at HBCUs going into All-Americans for D1, as in, D1, FBS schools and whatnot. They want to make sure that, again, if you're playing at HBCUs, that you get certain spotlight a certain way to make sure you make it to the NFL. And Deion, of course, being that bridge to hopefully get you from the HBCUs to the NFL. That's what I also see with guys going to Jackson State is trying to do, of course, get to the league. But again, at the end of the day, time will tell, is Deion a good coach for that program? That's all I'm saying. I want to be wrong. I have no problems with being wrong. I hope Deion has nothing but success. All I'm saying is, for somebody like a Deion Sanders, who I think he's going to want as much greatness out of his players as he was as a great player, and it's kind of hard for coaches that we've seen guys that are really good at their at their sport go and coach, and they expect the same greatness that they had, and a lot of coaches that were not great.
Championships.
Okay, in private school, that's fine. Okay, so like I said, we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see in college. That's perfectly fine. Again, y'all can laugh all y'all want to. You can, if anybody in here besides again Greg, Ish, and Brett can't even name the private school that he even coached at. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right?
So
I guess it don't. All right. Hey. I guess it don't matter. And again, we gotta wait and see.
my question to that isn't so like, what is success for Jackson State though?
Minimum winning a SWAC championship.
Okay, so if he does that make him successful?
It depends on what. Yes, for 1 year, but again, it's the continued success. You cannot be successful for just 1 year and say, "Oh, I'm out of that bitch. I did what I was supposed to do." No, you did what you did for a year. Now do it next year. Do it the year after that. It's about recruiting. It's about making the program that much better in the next 4 to 5 years. So when you look back on it, you actually made a footprint. Now, what I can say as well, too, again, I talked to Adrian about this, which he said, and I'm going to let him have the glory on this one. This could be a stepping stone position for him to get to a D1 school like a Florida State or coach somewhere else. And Jackson State it will be just, again, the stepping stone to get to another school, because I don't see Deion being at Jackson State for 4 to 5, 6 to 7 years. I don't see that happening. But if y'all see that, I mean, hey, y'all have better, optimistically better than I am on that, but I don't see it happening.
My 2 points to that is, in private school, how do you get your players?
You recruit players,
right? So
which he has done really well.
So
he won championships
because you're used to recruiting. Okay, so he's used to recruiting. He has a staff, right? And they might do.
We don't know what staff he has yet. We don't know the staff.
I'm talking about high school. They might do it all for him. I don't know, but he was the head of the program, and he has been recruiting, right? And so at Jackson State, it's not like he's not used to recruiting already. So, when you're talking about getting athletes, I think that, one, he could probably, if he wanted to, sign kids from his school who are obviously good, right? I mean, there's just a lot of avenues there that I think that you're kind of glossing over. But again,
I'm speaking for somebody that went to HBCUs. Again, y'all no disrespect. Y'all went to schools in Arkansas.
What does that have to do with anything?
Let me.
It's a whole lot of shade right now.
It is.
It's a whole lot of shade.
It doesn't have to do with anything.
What does that have to do with anything?
You went to HBCU. My sister went to HBCU.
So going to HBCU, what does that mean?
The school across the street from me was the HBCU. Like,
go ahead and say something about it, Jazz.
No, I'm just saying, do you really think that players would not want to be coached by him? I know you're saying that people don't come.
It's not about being coached by him. It's the whole experience about being. Again, where is Jackson State located? Do y'all know where Jackson State located?
Yes.
Oh,
in Mississippi.
Oh, okay, exactly. That is one of. It's easy to recruit. It's easy to recruit in Texas. It's easy to recruit in
EMCC to win JUCO.
Why? They went to EMCU to the last chance. It wasn't because I want to go play JUCO ball in Mississippi. That's not what people. That's not their first choice. That's not their first choice. Ish.
They could have gone to Blinn to play JUCO. That's in Texas. You talking about it's not hard to recruit.
That's their last decision to make. That's why Cam went to Blinn. That's why Cam went to Blinn because he got in trouble at Florida. He didn't say, I want to go to Blinn. I want to go to Blinn. That's not what he said.
Mississippi to play and win national championship. So what are you talking about? It doesn't matter. If he's winning on the field, what does it matter? He is prime time. He can recruit them. If he was in Alaska, he could have recruited them in Alaska because they're going to want to play for prime because he got connections to the league. Like, all this is garbage. You're talking garbage right now, son. That is garbage. I don't care if Jackson State was in Greenland, Antarctica, wherever. It is prime time. Like, come on, man. You are legit just trying to be like you trying right now. You are trying to find some reason to make something up. It's prime time. Whatever, right?
But one more thing. And then we can move on. We can move on after this.
We will. Don't worry.
I'm not saying that Deion wants to stay at a HBCU, right? But what if he does? Like, what if that's where he wants to be?
Oh God.
All right, so we'll check back in on this topic in about a year and a half. In about a year and a half, trust me, we'll still have this. We'll still have this podcast, and we'll be able to check back in about a year and a half and see what happens with Deion. But again, hey, my take is garbage. Ish thinks my take is garbage. That's perfectly fine. I have no problems with. Hey, at the end of the day, time will tell. I know Deion's history when it comes to certain things, when it comes to not staying put at one thing. So again, we will wait and see. I wish nothing but success for Deion and the Jackson State program. I hope when they come to Prairie View or Texas Southern, I'm there to go watch a game. But hey, at the end of the day, look, if you feel like he can recruit in Alaska, I hope his next position is in Alaska. So shout out to you, Ish.
Why would you want to go see? No. Why would you want to go see Jackson State if they go play Prairie View?
Because that's my job to cover sports, Brett. That's why.
Okay, so.
Because it's my job to cover sports, and not because of Deion Sanders, but because apparently y'all feel like Deion can coach and recruit and stuff. I mean, I don't have to see it. I can sit at my house and watch the game on TV because apparently y'all feel like. Let me explain. But apparently y'all feel like because Deion's name is there, all of a sudden HBCUs as a whole is going to get recruits and get this, that, and the third.
Not as a whole. Nobody said as a whole.
Ish did say we can run the tape back that Jackson State is going to be on TV more.
I didn't say that.
It's a possibility.
My bad. Ish said that. I mean, Brett said that then. Okay, Brett. Okay, Brett said that then. Okay, but again, you really think no? And again, do you really think that Jackson State by itself is going to be on TV? No, they have TV deals with the SWAC with ESPN. They already showing their games on ESPN3. They're not going to be on ESPN taking over Alabama and Auburn game. But I got you, though. They're going to be on ESPN. I'm not saying that they're not. They are. They're going to be on TV because they have the TV deal already. But
I think you're mistaken people saying that they're going to be winners because Deion's coaching there as just saying that Deion has won, so he has some coaching experience. And don't just knock him like he hasn't coached anywhere. Like he's coached somewhere and he's won 3 state championships at that level. So he's bringing some sort of knowledge to this place. He's going to be there. We're going to see what happens. It's a college job. There's a lot that's going to happen there. I'm still trying to understand what this HBCU comment you keep bringing up is. But whatever, we can move.
I'll say this: at the end of the day, if you ain't go to HBCUs, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand. So hey, we'll keep it a buck, and we'll move on to the next topic, and we'll keep it to. It don't matter. Hey, it's all good. It don't. If you ain't go, you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know. If you ain't go, you ain't gonna know. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You can reach all you want to, Greg. I'll see you in the next episode. Anyways, to the next topic. There was Lori Loughlin picking what prison she serves her prison sentence. Is that quote unquote privilege? Now it can either be white privilege, it could be money privilege, whatever type of privilege you want to say it is. But does this situation constitute as privilege? Because there were a lot of celebrities that were talking about, hey, this is BS because even though they have money, they've been to jail a little bit longer than, not just been to jail, but also didn't get to pick what prison that she served her sentence at. Let's go ahead and check in with Sire right quick.
So, I think it's all connected. It all starts with white privilege, white supremacy, whatever, right? So when you say, is it white privilege? Is it financial, economic privilege, whatever it is? Well, her privilege financially comes from her being white and then moving in the circles that she's moving in. Now, yes, she had to go to all the auditions. Yes, she had to play the roles, whatever, but she still had that X card of whiteness at the end of the day. How else do you get to choose to go to the prison closest to your house that offers yoga classes unless you're a wealthy white woman? It's all connected, and it's all garbage and BS. my mom's had me going to school at my grandma's house, and we had different zip codes. And I accidentally told the principal one day I was late. She's like, "Where you stay?" I told her where I stayed. I didn't know that was a felony offense. We know a black woman facing 5 years for trying to do what my mom's did for me, just so our kid could be in a better environment.
Yeah.
Black woman, right? Now, white woman, she's going to go to kick up and Mai Tais and yoga for 2.5 weeks or however long she got to go. I think it's trash. But then again, I'm not shocked. I mean, it's just this is every week is something else happening. Every week is some different facet of this society and how crooked it is showing itself. Whether it's in police brutality, people getting murdered economically, housing situations, whatever. It's something every week. America is showing you what it is. So I don't know what else people as a whole need to see.
Now, what about the people that will say, "Hey, black people, you guys are tripping"? They,
I don't care. I don't care.
There's some people out there. I feel you. There's some people out there that will say, "Hey, black people, y'all are tripping. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. There's no such thing as white privilege, or there's no such thing as privilege in general. So all you got to do is just get your money up and shut up." What would you say to that?
Who are the people saying that? The people who already have money, right?
For
Historically,
the most part. For the most part.
So I mean, look, it's nothing wrong with generational wealth. That's what you're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be having our kids start from zero every generation. Black people have been doing that since slavery. That's part of the reason why we're in the situation we're in. But
True.
why was that the situation for us to be in? It's a higher construct that people have to acknowledge. It all goes back to white supremacy. Dr. Claude Anderson, a brother that's still alive, wrote Powernomics, said, "Until you understand the system of white supremacy, everything else will only confuse you." So this is all confusing. When people want to throw in, "Oh, black folks, you don't know woo woo," I'm not listening to them. I'm at this point in my life, I'm done listening to people outside our community who don't have to go through what we go through on a daily basis, telling me how I'm supposed to live and what I'm supposed to do, just because it was set up for you to kick back and parlay life that way. We don't have that. We don't have that. Period. We just don't have it.
Now, that's real words. Jazz, you got anything to say? Look like you got something on your mind.
No, I just am appalled that people think that it's not a form of privilege. Like whether you want to call it white privilege or not, it definitely is. How can you even say you even having the option to choose which prison you go to is not some form of privilege? Like when have you ever heard somebody be able to pick what prison they go to? Like, oh no, that one doesn't work for me. Can I get another one? Actually have a list for you to choose from. Like what?
Right.
Hey, that's real. That's real. That's Karen right there for you. Right there. Hey, I don't like this. I don't like the way this is working. Can I get the manager right quick to go and change?
I mean, you think black people wouldn't have picked because we do make up a large population of the prison system, but you think they wouldn't want to be closer to their family and friends so they can actually come and visit them when we get shipped to Timbuktu and got to take buses and trains and all of that to go visit your loved ones in prison? He ain't getting to pick where we go.
That's real deal Holyfield. I remember driving with my grandma literally 4 and 5 hours to go visit my uncle or whoever else was in jail. But she did that because she was gonna go see her son. But that's always what it was. It was never no close trip unless they was in county or something. I hadn't got shipped out of San Jacinto downtown.
And the fact that she only getting like 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that. Like
2 months. Yeah.
For somebody who's serving 5 years for the same thing.
Well, one thing I will say, kind of like COVID, you'll have people that will say, well, they have underlining issues, as in, like with the black woman, they will say, well, she had a prior, criminal record, so because she had a prior criminal record, she deserved what she got. But because Lori doesn't have a criminal record, it's okay. That's what, again, some rebuttals that I will see and have heard that, again, that it's just very disappointing and unfortunate when we hear that, hey, you're a free individual here in the United States and, due process and you're innocent until proven guilty. It seems like it doesn't apply to everyone. And y'all know what I mean by that.
Exactly.
Of course. I mean, look at stuff like the Dred Scott decision and all that, it's on books, on paper in the American Constitution that, what was it? A white man does not beholden to, or there's no set of rules that the white man must follow in regards to the black man, something like that. I think that was the Dred Scott decision, but that's like policy. That's an actual policy somebody sat down and wrote. So this the same country. You know what I'm saying? We wearing different clothes. We got phones now. We got Teslas, but we getting treated the same way.
100. 100. And I think that's another thing too is people like to think because you have money, things change. So let's just use LeBron James for an example. People will say, hey, well, LeBron James make money, or we'll go with football. Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, they're the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. So, black people stop crying. There's everything should be fine in the United States because look at these guys. But just because you get money or you have money, when you get done, being on TV, you still have to live in the real world. So if you go out and you go to Target and somebody, you're a 6'6" athlete or a 6'8" athlete, somebody thinks you look scary and you look intimidating. These guys could have their life ended because of you scared somebody. And I think that's the point that we have to get at too is, I know people personally that have run-ins with the police because of a mistaken situation that fortunately didn't lead to anything deadly, but because of just a miscommunication or just misinterpretation of who that person was, they were where we were at.
That's real. And then the thing too with the money is like, okay, you have money or you get money through whatever means. That's cool. But I have a mentor named Zoe Williams, and he worked real closely with like Quincy Jones and them in the 90s. He was in the music industry. And he said that he had conversations with Quincy Jones often about the power of the money that you get, however you get it, whatever industry you're in. He said Quincy Jones told him, it's one thing for you to go out and acquire a certain amount of wealth, power if you have it. But after you get the money, you have to see if your money actually means anything. Meaning, do the other movers and shakers in whatever industries you're in, can they sit at the table with you and you not be anything less than, equal? Because that's when you know that you're competing. You're not just there. You're not just, a seat at the table, as they would say.
No, I agree. Shout out to Mariah Graham. She checking out the broadcast. She says, priors on paper do not tell the full story. People get falsely accused and convicted every day, which is, of course, very true.
And another thing with that is the whole forcing people to take plea deals. We already know that in the Black community, you're more like you don't have a lawyer. They just try to push you through this.
They pressure you. Yeah, they pressure you to have to just because you want to get out of there.
Right. And it's like, oh, you can be facing X, Y, and Z all these years, so you might as well take this. And that's how we end up with all these people with felonies, because you've agreed to this. Now you have to say that, yes, I did this to get this lighter sentence, but this is going to haunt you for the rest of forever. You can no longer get financial aid. You can no longer, do X, Y, and Z. You can't vote, all this other stuff. So it's also tied.
It's a system. It's a system.
It is.
Anybody got anything else to say before we get on to the next topic? Mm-hmm. All right. So wrap up of NFL Week 2. The injuries, of course, for the most part, and of course, was there any games that stuck out to you guys that you didn't expect to go, or
did you watch the game? Was that yesterday? Yesterday, Tuesday?
Monday Night Football was last night.
Yes. Oh my God, the amount of penalties.
Oh yeah, it was like the
Saints gave up like 149 yards.
Yeah.
149 yards on penalties.
149 yards.
It was bad.
Wow.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard winning games when you lose in that category.
But
Professionals.
The game that stuck out, and I hate to say this.
Cowboys and I know you're about to say Cowboys game. I know.
I hate this
Cowboys and Falcons.
Yes, sir. Listen, do we want to just talk about the onside kick, or do you want to
well, me and Ish, we had a nice little hour talk on Sports Plug right before we got on this show. We talked about that Cowboys Falcons fail, or you should call them the Falcons, with the onside situation. Now, Brett, if you're tuning in to Ken Folk and them, if you watched the Sports Plug before you came on, you heard my spiel. Let's hear what Brett has to say about how you feel about the whole situation.
How I feel about the onside kick?
Well, hey, is it a bone? Besides it being a bonehead move, what do you think the Atlanta Falcons players were thinking when they were looking at the ball spiral around?
I think they were thinking that it wasn't going to go 10 yards and not to touch it.
Yes, and that's what I said to Ish. I that's the only way that I can justify what
Literally the
happened
only thing I can think
is what I think what happened was the Falcons players were looking around to wait and see, kind of like when you have a foul ball on the chalk of a baseball, third base or first baseline, and you're waiting to see if it's going to cross over before it get to the first or third base. And if it goes foul, hey, you're good. If it don't, then see, you gave up a base. But it is what it is. I think that's what was going on with the Falcons. They didn't anticipate that ball to just keep on spinning and go past 10 yards.
Agreed. But in that situation, you don't take the chance.
You got to hop on it. No, I agree. You got to hop on it. Or at least kick the ball out of bounds.
Something. Literally, I'm going to take it back and apply it to me. My 7th graders, the first day we did special teams, we did onside kicks. A kid who had never played football before was on the front line. We kicked the ball at him, and he literally stood and watched it like this. And as a coach, and it has somebody who has played before, I'm like,
you got to get coached up. Got to coach him up.
Right? What are you doing? But at the same time, he was in 7th grade and he had never played football before. Got it. You're in the NFL. You got to know at least you're taught if it's not too hot to get on the ball. That ball wasn't too hot. You didn't have to let it go. You jump on the ball, regardless. Especially when it started getting close. When it got to 8.5, 9, you gotta know, like, yo, no, I'm on that thing. Like, I'm for real, like, you have to.
No, you're right.
It should have already been in motion.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing outside of that you can think of as a professional athlete in the NFL being paid millions of dollars. I gotta go get on the ball. It's almost as bad as J.R. Smith.
Not everybody in the NFL making millions of dollars, especially if you're on special teams. But that's I understand where you're coming from on that.
But that was the hands team, so you had starters out there.
No, I got you. You're correct on that one. But again, the guys that were standing around, it didn't look like they were very knowledgeable on what was going on. That they probably do make millions of dollars on that. You're right on that part. But I'm just saying, it seemed like they didn't practice that play very too often going into that week. So it seemed like everybody was still. Again, we remember this is what happens when you don't have preseason. Is what happens when you don't have training camp. This is why Look, I'm not trying to justify it. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. I'm just saying these are some of the small things that you miss out on when you don't have training camp and you don't have the normal NFL, schedule. That's all I'm saying.
Anybody blame Corona?
How old is the average NFL player?
22.
How old is the NFL rookie?
Well, my bad. I'll say average NFL player maybe 26. NFL rookie 22.
How long have most NFL players been playing football?
Maybe, again, depends on who they are, but most likely probably Pee Wee football. And you're going to say, okay, what were you taught when you played on Pee Wee football? I know what you're about to say.
No. How many times have you seen an onside kick since then?
When the last time you seen an onside kick since Pee Wee football?
Yes. How many
Depends
times?
What are these questions?
I'm trying to figure out where this is going to, but
here's what I'm trying to say. Growing up from Pee Wee, you have had to have seen onside kicks.
Okay.
So you have to know to jump on the ball at that point in time. Like the excuse of no preseason, no training camp.
I got you. I understand where you're coming from, but again, I'm just looking at it when it comes to the brain fart, the repetition part. They didn't get a chance to even practice it. Maybe they didn't get a chance to practice it at all coming into that game. Did we even think about that?
But
so Greg,
hold on.
What's up, Greg?
Let me interject real quick.
What's up, Greg?
So it's kind of weird that you're automatically assuming that every football player played Pee Wee football.
That's what I was getting at too. We don't know if everybody IQ wise, football wise, is on the same level.
Let me talk, Brett.
I just gonna say, I was going to
because there could be a lot of people that started playing football in high school, and there could be scenarios where you could go to a cold ass high school like a North Shore or Katy where you blowing out teams you don't need to deal with onside kick situations. So I understand where you're coming from, but to assume that every football player in the NFL has been playing since Pee Wee, it's a good assumption, but it's still blurred lines, and I don't like blurred line assumptions.
I said on average. I said
you can't say that either. You can't say that either.
Why not?
You cannot say that. No.
Why can't I say on average?
You don't have statistics to back that up to say what the average is, my nigga. That's what I'm saying. You don't have no stats to prove that.
When you talk about
logically, no. Logically speaking, you do not have no numbers to back up what the fuck the average is. So don't make that a point, because logically speaking, you're pissing me off. Makes no sense.
Oh Lord, calm down, Greg.
Listen, no,
don't do that. You don't have no stats for that. You don't know what the average is.
You don't have to have. You don't. Okay. Okay.
No, you don't know the average. I keep cutting you off because you have no numbers to prove what the average is.
I let you finish. You let me finish now. Are you done?
Google the averages, please.
Are you done?
Google them.
I'm asking you. Are you done?
Can you Google them? I'm asking you. Can you Google them?
I can, and I will.
Do it. All right.
But can you let me finish, please? You find an NFL athlete that started playing football in the NFL. Please. What? What I'm saying. If you're in the NFL.
Next topic.
That's where I was going to. It's about to go next topic. Real.
We didn't even talk about injuries. Who got hurt?
We'll get there. What I'm saying, there's no NFL player that started playing football in the NFL. Like, so they have had to have some football experience before the NFL.
What the hell is that with football, dude?
That's what I'm getting at. I said on average, Greg. I said on average. So what
you can't say average if you have no numbers to back that up. I only deal with logic. I'm not dealing with hypothetical shit, bro. Stop with that shit. This is not the show for this. It's not.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Alrighty then.
If you're in the NFL.
So clearly it was just a lot of people who didn't know the rules for that. Like, period.
I can't.
They didn't know what to do.
That's not
whether
something.
They played Pee-wee or not.
That's not something I can believe. You can't tell me. You cannot tell me.
It was proof. They all stood there. Looked at the ball, had no idea that they could touch it at any point, but they didn't.
Can I just step in
They did not know.
Wait.
No, Brett. No, you're done.
They would have known. They would have picked the ball up.
Even if a player has been in Katy, North Shore, blah blah blah, they've been on the other side of it. Like, you've seen an onside kick. You've seen an onside kick. You can't tell me you haven't seen an onside kick. If you
the other side of what is what I'm asking. The other side of what?
That's what I'm saying.
Brett, can I just step in here real quick?
Okay, I'll stop. This
conversation shouldn't have even gone this far.
It shouldn't have.
Because as Brett, let me just ask you.
Go ahead.
You played in college. You played in college.
Mm-hmm.
We all played. A couple of us here played in high school.
Mm-hmm.
There's a walkthrough before the day of the game, right?
Yes.
Is hands team not one of the things that
this is very true-ish. This is very true.
Okay. You've seen an onside kick. Thank you. Like this.
Move on.
If you play Madden, you know what an onside kick is.
That's all I'm trying to say is that you have seen an onside kick, so you can't say you didn't know what to do.
No, again, Ish is comparing. Ish said a walkthrough. That does not mean that. That doesn't mean that the onside kick is live. That's not live at all. It is a walkthrough, sir.
And let's be honest. If we go back to Langham, niggas wasn't paying attention to the walkthroughs, bro. Like, come on.
Especially if your ass wasn't starting. If you starting, you ain't paying attention to walkthroughs. If you not starting, your ass ain't paying attention to walkthroughs.
I don't know what walkthroughs y'all went through.
Because if you prepared, all walkthroughs they are fucking icing on a cake. You literally walking through everything that you've already fucking done the past week.
Move to the next topic, please.
I never played football. I only watch football.
No, you're good. It's a lot into it, but
I know what an onside kick is, but I do now, and I wouldn't have known what.
And that's what we here for at Ken Fogan to teach you guys a little bit something from football to you know to
the only thing I can say in this, bro, cannot have these hypothetical conversations in sports.
Okay, forget the hypothetical conversation. They have walkthroughs the day before the game, or the day before the day before.
In the NFL, they have walkthroughs.
And you talk about onside. That's not really a common thing, is it?
Yes, ma'am. You go over special teams. Yes, ma'am. You go over special teams. You run through all the teams.
All right, we're gonna move forward, and we're gonna finish up with the injuries, and then move on to the next topic. So again, there were a lot of injuries on the slate of week 2. Unfortunately, a lot of ACL tears and a lot of other miscellaneous injuries amongst the NFL. Of course, if you are a 49ers fan, I do apologize, but most likely your season is probably over with. And unfortunately, if you are a Giants fan as well, Saquon Barkley, who was pretty much your whole team, he is out, and it looks like the Giants as an organization might have to go ahead and get ready for next year. They did sign Devontae Freeman, but Devontae Freeman, it seems like he's not the same guy he was with the Atlanta Falcons. And like I said, it's a lot of injuries, and it's very telling to see what's going to happen in 5 years with all these guys that get hurt. Are they going to still be in the league producing at a high level, or will they not be in the league, period?
I can't believe it, guys.
You'll be out.
No. Yeah.
Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to Denai Strada. She's out here checking out the show. She just want to give a quick hi. Of course, shout out to her with D1 Nutrition, doing big things out there by Lane Creek High School, 529 Barker Cypress. If you want to go ahead and get you a nice little shake or a drink, go ahead and check out D1 Nutrition. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Since we talk about crazy things going on here in the world, we're going to talk about another crazy thing. Gucci out here selling grass-stained jeans for $770. Now, the theme with Gucci, apparently our producer brought this topic up when it comes to Gucci out here selling jeans for $770. Apparently, they want to make it seem like because we all couldn't be out and about during the pandemic, doing things. I'm assuming they wanted to bring that grass-stained look to this fashion label. I don't know, but that's what it looks like Gucci is trying to do. And then also, I talked to Mariah about it as well. Is it kind of messed up that Gucci is kind of profiting off of the hard work of men and women that are in jeans going out and, working out in grass-filled areas? Is that kind of what Gucci is doing when it comes to profiting off of lower-end communities?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm listening.
I don't.
Okay,
I honestly think with this, bro, it's just getting to the point where like these designers, they're kind of running out of ideas, and also that they also realize that people are just brand whores. They're gonna buy it because it has the Gucci, the Dior,
Supreme,
like,
Dior,
all that shit. Like they just realize how stupid people are. You can put grass stained jeans out there. You know what I'm saying? Like literally just it's obviously clean because it's on the shelves and stuff like that. But you can put like the grass stained designs or whatever the case may be on jeans, and people are gonna buy it. People are idiots.
No, bro. I agree.
It's
with
like
you.
how dumb can I make my design
And people still fuck with it. I mean, they might as well the next design they might as well just smear a brown shit stain on the back of some jeans and throw that bitch in the store and sell it for $800.
Somebody's gonna buy it.
Niggas is gonna buy that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say this. I think I support Gucci in this.
I do
I
too.
think that you paying $770 because you paying for the person who had to go out in the grass
And lay down in the grass and roll around to get these hoes dirty.
You got to pay their salary.
These fools. If you really think Gucci really had people out here in jeans going out in grass, they probably just sprayed on green paint or whatever, and just went through the. I don't want to. Yeah, they ain't put no damn jeans in no grass.
Look, this is the killing part to me. This is the killing part to me. All right, I have a clothing line myself. DNA Apparel. Fuck with your boy on the Instagram. You can go.
Yes,
see
sir.
It, right.
shameless
Boys, shameless. Boys is on my head because I charge $30 for a shirt. But these same people will go spend $240 on Gucci slides, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see at least 2 or 3 of them that complain in these grass stained jeans, and they paid the $770. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Now let's be real though. Let's be real. Normal average people are not about to go out and go pay $770 for these jeans.
Yeah,
they're okay. That's okay. If y'all feel if that's the case, I mean, again, we've been in a pandemic where people were begging for $1,200. I mean, if they feel like I got you. What I'm saying is, everyday people are not about to go out and go buy these jeans. I'm saying the people that actually have money are probably going to buy these jeans, and the people that probably don't have money are going to find some way to buy these jeans so they can probably take a couple Instagram pictures and this, that, and the third. And again, that's fine. But guess what? The normal average people like us six that go out to work and do whatever we need to do, we're not going to go out and go buy these jeans.
I'm anything but average.
I'm right about that.
Okay, Ish. You're greatness. You're great. So us six great people, individuals, we're not gonna go out and go buy these jeans. Okay, that's what I'm getting at is the people that actually are making $10,000 in a week, which is possible, or the people that's making, like I said, $100,000 in a month. Those are the ones that go out there and go buy these little silly Gucci, silly brand stuff because they can do that. They can afford to do that, and they don't. And their money runs a lot differently than people that make $50,000 a year. You making $500,000 a year, you're gonna spend that a lot differently than if you're making $50,000 a year. It is what it is. Because you're in a different tax bracket. That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not saying because you make $500,000 you have to buy Gucci. No, but what I'm saying is when you get into those circles, kind of like we talked about with Lori Loughlin in the beginning, was when you get into certain circles, you start wearing different clothes, driving different things, going to different places compared to what you were when you were moving up and coming, and when it comes to getting money or doing whatever you're trying to do to get to that type of level. Same thing with football. When you're in college, of course, you got to manage your money a certain way. When you get that check, people get that vehicle. You pay for your mom's house. You do this, that, and the third with your money. So you move differently because you're in a new tax bracket. Only person I know off the top of my head that's going to move the same is Kawhi Leonard. Other than that, majority of folks going to go and buy that chain. It is what it is. Go buy your chain. Go ahead and buy your car. Go ahead and buy what you need to buy to make sure that you can show folks that, hey, I'm on this level too. You don't have to do it because some people, especially in the league, you don't have to do it because at the end of the day, your bank account is supposed to speak for itself. But some people feel like, hey, I gotta put such and such out there to show people, hey, I got money.
Can you put the comment up?
Yeah, please. Mariah's comment, please.
I'm about to. I got you. Mariah said the point that I intended to make was that the high-end brands consistently take things that have been considered poor, classless, and unprofessional and now calling it fashion by slapping their label on it and jacking up prices. And again, me and Mariah talked about this before the show. We kind of talked about when it comes to cornrows in the black community. Cornrows, when it comes to working at certain spots, was looked upon as dirty, professional, whatever it is. But you have Kim K that slap on some cornrows, and all of a sudden it's a cute fashion thing. So that's what Mariah was talking about with the jeans. I kind of added a little bit more of what I was getting at with the Gucci brand, but that's pretty much what she was getting at, was how is something that, again, let's just go back to the 90s when you were wearing jeans with grass stain, when you was wearing jeans with grass stained on them or whatnot, it was a bad look because your jeans were not clean. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so now
I was a kid in the 90s, so I had grass. I was outside playing.
I got you. We all were kids. What I'm getting at is still, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look to have no jeans with jeans with grass stains on them or with holes in them. But the fashion that we are in now, you got women that literally, I've seen literally a whole hole in a woman's leg, and she just had the back of the jeans just attached to it. Like,
say that 3 times. Whole hole. That's crazy. Whole hole.
You a whole hole if you don't shut your ass up. How about that? You whole ass nigga. Anyways, like I said, you have fashion. You have fashion that reinvent themselves. That sooner or later you're gonna have Gucci gonna have literally a string. They're gonna have a string and be like, buy this shit, and motherfuckers gonna buy the shit.
Okay, in that sense, I can understand. Like, that is frustrating. Like, you take ordinary things and, like she said, you slap a label on it and then charge this asinine price. But I mean,
next they're gonna do paint. They're gonna take paint. They're gonna
forget all that. Look, we live in Texas. Yeah. We live in Texas. What's the main thing that has in price has inflated tremendously because of people being able to recreate certain things with this item? And what I'm getting at is tacos. Tacos is something that could probably be cost probably $1 A good taco. Let me explain. Damn, a good taco should cost about $1, but you have places like a Torchy's or other places that charges $4 to $5 for a taco that easily could have been charged for $1 for the price for the things that they put in a taco. That's all I'm saying. It seems like things are getting
Like $1
inflated.
taco is a special. I don't feel like.
Hey, you ain't never been to Texas then. You ain't never been to Texas then, Playgirl. I'm just saying, come.
I have been, but
Hey.
I've never been to Texas.
Hey, you never been to the right taco stand, Greg. That's what I'm saying. You ain't never been to the right taco stand.
No, the taco stands that have good tacos, them hoes are like $1.50.
$1.50.
Okay, well, damn, my bad then. I'm off by 50 cents. Like, goddamn, kill me. Like, y'all assholes. Because you're an asshole. Because you're an asshole.
That doesn't mean you have to yell.
You're an asshole.
When you go to a restaurant,
Peace, my brother. Peace.
when you go to a restaurant and they make specialty tacos, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, that's what I could think of, especially taco being $4.
Okay. Anyways, like I'm saying,
It's like when you go to a coffee
we're going.
shop, specialty coffee is more expensive.
We can't talk about nothing with y'all.
All right, you're wrong again, Brett. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic.
How was that wrong? How's that wrong?
So you're telling me if you get black coffee from Starbucks, it's the same price as getting black coffee from Exxon.
No, he said it's supposed to be more expensive.
What the fuck?
Again, you're getting you talking about specialty coffees, but if you go to Starbucks, it's not. They don't serve just specialty coffee. They also serve regular ass coffee too.
Not talking about Starbucks at all.
You didn't say nothing. What?
Isn't that a coffee brand that serves specialty coffees?
Why are y'all name dropping? Are we sponsored by Starbucks?
We're not sponsored by Exxon either.
We're not. But anyways,
When you go to
anyways, let's finish up with the last topic for the night because we got folks that trying to go to bed. We're gonna have Brett fall asleep on us like as always.
I'm about to, but
All right, let me finish up with this topic and then we can get back to that. All right, Gregory Turner, this is your time to shine. I want you to talk about the question. My bad. I want you to talk about the question. I want you to talk about the question, and I want you to let the people know why this topic is up.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the camp.
Wow.
My name is Greg. I'm repping the LA hat today.
know what I'm saying?
Laker Nation.
I feel that. Anyways, everybody. Reformed hosts. Now, me and my fellow brother, my fellow podcast member, Xavier Williams. Shout out to Xavier Williams.
Don't name drop me, sir.
Okay, I will not do that again. I apologize, sir. We're talking about reformed hosts. Now, to everybody out there, what is a reformed hoe? I will be the person to tell you that tonight.
Can't wait.
At the end of the day,
Oh, God, yo.
at the end of the day, it gets to a point where some of these women, nothing wrong with this lifestyle, they get tired of the bullshit. They get tired of dealing with a lot of men. What's your definition of a lot of men? I have no idea. That's between you and your preferences. But to me, a woman gets to a point where she's just tired of dealing with all the bullshit that it comes with men. They're tired of giving their energy to these men, and they want to eventually settle down. Now, when they get done with dealing with all these men, they come to a point where I know I want to settle down. They find them a man, they settle down, they become the best possible wives that you can offer to the environment, to the world, to the universe, wherever you want to call it. At the end of the day, they're tired of dealing with all these men. They're tired of having sex for no reason. Nothing wrong with having sex for no reason, but it gets to a point where it's pointless. Casual sex is not for everybody. And it gets to a point where people realize that. So at the end of the day, you get tired of doing all this shit. And at the end of the day, you know that you're tired and you find somebody that you want to settle down with and you become the best possible wife, best possible mother you could possibly be. And I think, in my opinion, I'm single. I'm probably going to settle down with reformed hoe. Is what it is. Shout out to Drake. He said the song Practice. All those other men will practice. It's okay. It is what it is. They will practice. But you're all me right now, and you're going to be a good wife to me. I'm going to be a good husband to you. And I'm glad that you had those experiences, and you're seasoned, and you're well mature in your ways, and you're going to be a great wife to me, even though you was a hoe in your past life. Is what it is.
Alrighty then. Well, appreciate Greg for clarifying all that for us. And since Greg did that, would anybody like to chime in on that, Jazz?
I just think like some of those comments were like hella redundant. Like you said a reformed hoe makes the best housewife, but or the best wife, but then you didn't want to tell me what makes a hoe. Like, oh, the number can be whatever number you want it to be, but it makes the best wife. But I mean, if you're making the rule that reformed hoes make the best wives, then you need to tell me what is a reformed hoe.
She's been ran through. I don't know how else you want me to put that.
Okay, she got ran through by three people.
She had a lot of
train.
No. Let me be direct with you. She had a lot of dick in her day. She had a lot.
Okay, so look, listen. I can have sex with 10 people one time, or have sex with the same person 10 times.
What
difference does it
make? In her past life, she's had a lot of dick. It's
She's
okay.
a porn star. Also,
It could have been. It could have been.
Hey, but you gotta hold on, Greg. You gotta answer Jazz's question. Is it the same of having sex with 10 different guys one time, or having sex with one guy 10 times?
10 times. What's the difference? What's the difference?
I mean, there's different sizes and penises with the 10 guys.
That's the first thing. This is true. I agree with that, Greg. First of all, penis size is
different. I only deal
different.
with logic, Chaz. I only deal with logic. The 10 guys have different sized penises.
This is true as well. So those.
Some have curved dicks, some uncircumcised, some circumcised.
And I promise you, the reason why she didn't have sex with him more than once because it was probably a toddler penis, and he lasted for 2 minutes.
What's your definition of a toddler penis? Can we be correct here?
Toddler penis.
Oh Lord.
There's probably toddlers that have bigger dicks than that, to be quite honest.
Relax. We're not going that way. That's not. Bring it back. Let's bring it back now. Let's go back to the hoes now. Come on now.
Let's talk. I'm here to talk. That's all I'm here to do.
We about to get canceled. God damn.
I don't really care, bro. I'm comfortable with talking about anything, bro. Let's talk.
Bring your ass back on camera. Bring your ass back on here.
Let's talk. Every guy doesn't have the same size penis, Jazz. Like,
okay, but I'm telling you, like this whole it's just so much. Like it was just so much.
It's really not. It's really not. It's pretty.
It really is because one, I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna break this whole little sentence down.
Okay.
One, I don't believe in you calling women hoes. Like just because your definitions that she done got ran through, men are just as big as hoes if you want to go there. Like
that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Anything.
I mean, well, technically, if you want to. We sticking to the real etymology of the word.
Let them know.
Because I mean, actual, true, bona fide hoeing is a woman that's making money for that. That's her job, and she's under some restrictions for running her own stable. That's business. I mean, you know.
Okay. And that's what all I'm saying is he needs to give me a definition of a reformed hoe because he's saying they make the best wife. So tell me what a reformed hoe is, and all you can say is somebody that's been ran through. By who?
A bunch of men. I don't.
What's a bunch? Like you said, a 3-digit number. That's like asinine. Like that's
not asinine. That's not asinine.
All right, I'm sorry, astronomical. Like how many people actually done have sex?
Nah, it's both. It's asinine and astronomical. It's both. You can go ahead and add that shit.
Like I'm just saying. Like let's be realistic. You saying reformed hoes? Apparently, it's a lot of them out there because they make the best wives. So what is a reformed hoe? Like 50?
I mean, but do they make the best wives? Because the marriage rate is the divorce rate is crazy.
I don't know. This is Greg.
It is your topic, Greg.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Like they get to the point where they don't want to deal with multiple men anymore. They just don't. They get to the point where they've done all the fun shit. They've been to the clubs. They've been flued out. They've done all the things that comes with quote unquote being a hoe. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking in general because at the end of the day, it's a very situational, very depending on whoever you want to talk to type of definition. It is what it is. But at the end of the day,
that's more of a male type thing to do.
Let me tell you my experience, right? I've dealt, is 60 plus a large number for you as far as how many people you have sex with?
I mean, for me it is, but I mean for you,
I've dealt with women that have told me they have been with 60 plus men. Does that make them a hoe? Let's talk. Does that make them a hoe?
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk.
Honestly, we are adults, so as long as you are.
Come on, that's a cop out. Come on now.
That is a cop out though. You gotta go ahead and answer that question. Is it 60 a lot or not? Is it? He gave you a number. You said what's a bunch? He gave you a number.
60 is a lot. 60 is a lot. But
so are you considered a hoe then?
No,
I
I
do.
don't believe in calling women hoes. Period. You're not gonna get me to do that.
She called herself a hoe in her past life, so why can't I call her a hoe?
Well, that's
There's
her.
women out here that are honest with themselves.
I said you're not going to get me to call her a hoe.
There are women that are honest with themselves and know that they were a hoe in their past life. Just like there are men that are honest with themselves and said they were a hoe in their past life. Those are the people that I've dealt with. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
I want to bring this comment in. Shout out to Nate Smith, Langham Creek alumni, for tuning into the show. He said, "Does it work both ways? Do reform bros make the best husbands?"
You get that W, bro. He gets that W, bro.
Hey, and also shout out to Mariah again. She says your producer is disappointed, but shout out to Mariah because apparently this is a very great topic. And my bad, shout out to Greg. This is a very great topic because obviously we have some really good points to be made right now.
Mariah, I'm telling you, I put this on everybody that's I ever known in my life, bro. There's women out here that are very honest and transparent. They will tell you the number of people they've been with, and they'll tell you that there were hoes in their past life. Those are the women that I'm talking about. They know that they have a past life, and they know for a fact they are ready to settle down because they're done with dealing with multiple men. They're done with taking a bunch of dick that is pointless at the end of the day. That's all I'm dealing with,
First of all,
bro.
no woman wants to be out here taking pointless dick.
Just fuck with me.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
No, what I'm saying, like, if the sex ain't great, she ain't trying to have sex with you multiple times.
She's not coming back. She's not gonna come back.
What Future say? What Future say? I hit you once.
If the sex ain't great.
One thing I will say, one thing I have heard from women, women will say that they would rather go back to a body that they've already had instead of try a new body. Yes. Even though if it's it don't matter if it's trash or if it's good or bad, because they don't want to get their body count higher, so they go back to somebody that they've had. Like Greg said, Future did say this. If I hit you once,
Xavier is
that's
correct.
And that's from somebody who's worried about what you have to think about them or you labeling them as a whole. Ain't nobody trying to have whack ass sex. Period. What am I gonna have sex with you when you can't even give me an orgasm? The fuck? No, I don't want to have sex with you again. I gave you an opportunity. You lasted 4 minutes. No, thank you.
And let me be honest here, right?
There's a song called 4 minutes. That'd be the best 4 minutes.
Guys, let me put the disclaimer out there right now. There's nothing negative about being a hoe, honestly. To be quite honest with you, what I've been seeing, the single life, if you're not being a hoe, is pretty boring for what I've seen. So at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being a hoe. It's all about being honest and being transparent. At the end
I
of the
just don't like this term hoe because I feel like it's a term that men made to like put women in a box. Like,
so what happens when women put themselves in a box? You keep.
I got a question for that. What happens when women say? Well, all niggas ain't shit. All niggas ain't shit.
It's
you want to know why women say all niggas ain't shit?
Because they make and also because they make horrible choices on who they pick. That's why they feel like quote unquote niggas ain't shit. It's your personal choice on who you pick.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And women say this shit because they dealt with a lot of men that ain't shit. I brought up that point too in the pre-show.
This is true as well.
A lot of niggas on Brett real quick, bro. Brett, you good, bro?
What's up?
No, he good. He listening. He getting some well quality information he needs.
Right now. I'm sorry.
After this conversation, we're not going back to anything that we're talking about. So I'm over this conversation.
I love you.
I'm here.
I love you too, Brett.
It's all good. He'll be all right.
And I disagree with what half of you guys are saying anyway. So
that's no problem. That's no problem, Greg.
Okay, moving on. What about a reform hoe make them the best wife?
Because they're done with dealing with multiple men. They're done with dealing with the lifestyle that comes with it. They want to settle down with one person.
Lifestyle? So I feel like this is a male topic. Like this would have made so much sense if this was like reform hoes make the best husbands. Like,
all right. Right.
We're trying to make this gender specific. Men can be hoes too. Like I'm not running from that point either.
And again, back to what Nate said. Hey, Nate asked that question: can men be, good husbands after being hoes themselves? Most probably yes. It goes both ways.
So what does it look like?
I just don't feel like women deal with a lot of men and then settle down. Like I feel like that's a very male things to do. I don't feel like women like get tired of dealing with a lot of men. Mostly it's like you get tired of dealing with ain't shit dudes, and so you go and be single.
There's a lot of ain't shit niggas out here. I don't know if you realize that or not. There's more ain't good men. That's a fact.
Right, and so that's who you end up in a relationship with. I just don't understand why.
No, wait. I'm so sorry, Greg. I need statistics.
Anyways, here we go. Childish. That boy childish, man.
Yeah, bro. That boy sniping. He's sniping.
Brett childish, bro.
I can wipe it so you can see it better.
All right, put the little pistol away. Mariah again. She says, I'm almost 30. I haven't been asked about my body count since college. Once you reach a certain age, that no longer matters, in my opinion, and I definitely agree on that tremendously.
I deal with that too. But at the same time, if you're giving a woman that alien meat, she gonna want to know how many sex partners you have.
That alien meat sound real. If you don't know about that alien meat, but ask somebody.
In return, it's gonna turn into a conversation about body count.
You said alien?
That alien meat is out of this world. This dick out of this world.
And I pulled out my pants, my shit glow, my nigga.
No, sir. No.
Jazz, I came here to talk. I don't do this. I don't do this jackass on the surface conversation. I don't do none of that shit, bro. I deal with logic and I deal with real shit, bro. I don't deal with all this pillow.
Hey, I don't know what Greg.
When you say glow,
bro. Like, come on, let's talk, bro. Let's talk.
I'm open.
Please don't say that. Please don't say that.
Time to go.
That's why this conversation's not going the way I want it. Let's talk.
Because you should have just said what I said. You should have said the dick is out of this world. Why we call it alien meat? I am not gonna say my dick glow. You got me fucked up.
I might have a condition, bro. You might have.
You got them pre-existing conditions. That's what he got.
My dick got COVID.
Boy, we see shit. Hey, and with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight because that's it for tonight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is gonna be one of them episodes we look back on like, yeah, this is the reason why we got canceled. Yeah, alrighty then.
Bye.
The devil.
Like I said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in for today. Thank you for the new people that tuned in. Sorry for the craziness, but this is what happens when you walk into the kinfolk in them house. A lot of craziness and
got on this episode. This shit.
Hey, yeah, this is very true. If Napoleon was here, which hopefully he'll be back very shortly.
Yeah.
It would have been even crazier. But hey, welcome to kinfolk in them house, baby. It's crazy in here, but it's a lot of fun. So we'll see y'all next week, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. Thank you guys.
Shout out to the Reform Hoes.